Welcome, viewers. My name is Dr. Daniel Gutierrez, and I'm a government professor at El Paso Community College. It is my distinct honor and privilege to be part of a panel interview today that will be featuring a very important and notable figure in Texas state and local government. I am speaking of none other than former Texas State Senator Eliot Shapleigh, who has just completed his tenure in the Texas Legislature for the state's 29th district, an area that includes most of El Paso. Although most of us are familiar with Senator Shapleigh's work in government, his public service actually goes back several decades and includes a stint in the Peace Corps in West Africa, and also includes founding community groups such as Unite El Paso, which sought to improve the quality of life in our local community. In his 14 years as state senator, Mr. Shapleigh has authored over 600 bills and been involved in virtually every aspect of public policy that transcends local, regional, and national borders. He has received numerous awards from a broad range of constituencies, which recognize his leadership and tireless efforts to promote the economic, political, and educational well-being of his district. In his continuing quest to promote education and participation in community and public affairs, the Senator has generously donated his personal and professional paper collection to the El Paso Community College Northwest Campus Library, so that it can be available to interested students, faculty, and scholars who want to better understand how government works and who want to gain insights into the pressing issues of our times. His gift is especially poignant in that study after study shows that the least likely cohort to participate in elections and public affairs are young adults of college student age. Today's interview content is drawn directly from the Senator's papers, and joining me on the panel are two outstanding students from my state and local class, Ms. Karla Moreno, directly to my left here, and Ms. Kim Wilson, directly to her left. I would like to extend at this time a warm welcome to the Senator and thank him for his efforts to educate students. Welcome, Senator Shapleigh.
Thank you, Dr. Gutierrez. This is a great thing, and thank you, and thanks to the students and to the community college for undertaking a very important part of the fabric of our community, just understanding what goes on.
Well, thank you, sir, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. I must warn you, though, Senator, that students, I've been in the classroom with them many times, and they tend to ask harder questions than those of us that are in the business. So I think we're in for quite an interesting event today.
I think that's the best way to make democracy better, is to ask the hard questions.
I totally agree. We would like to start out knowing a little bit about your background, and Kim has a biographical question for you.
And we wanted to start with just a general question off the top of what prompted you to pursue a career in public service, and how did you get started?
Well, in my family, public service is a calling. Going back several generations, there's a Texas Supreme Court justice in that group, there's a county judge, there's a city attorney, there's a district judge or two. And so the idea of being in public service is something that we held up as a high calling. But I would say in my case, it was a series of steps, being in the Peace Corps and seeing a whole village trying to define its destiny, and a chief there who influenced me, even when I was very young and 10,000 miles away in the part of West Africa that I served in. And then coming back here and getting a law degree, and then setting up a law practice here, starting a family, and then doing things in the community. One thing led to another. Unite El Paso, which was mentioned earlier by Dr. Gutierrez, was a platform for understanding the issues of El Paso and understanding that if you want to change history and you want to make things better, at some point you have to take public office. You have to hold yourself out for election. You have to ask people to make the changes in your community, and then you have to go lead it. So I think that's basically how I ran for the Texas Senate. It's not, I think, usual to pick the Senate. That's a fairly high-level position, but I felt like that was the position that could offer the most hope for change in El Paso, because so many of our education issues, our health issues, infrastructure, criminal justice, these issues are related to the functioning of state government. And so that's why I ran.